Hi there, I'm Chris-Rachel with the Austin Post.
And I'm Gavin Stone with Fanboy TV, and we're here with one really funny but serious film director of The Slaughter. What is your name?
Do I talk into the mic?
No, you can just totally talk into the air if you want to,
Okay.
but it won't get picked up.
My name is Jason Kohl. So.
And so Jason is here with a movie that you would not think that Jason, looking like the sweet, innocent nerd he is, has brought us something that, well, just talk about how horribly disturbing it is.
It's very disturbing. Tell the audience the general idea of The Slaughter.
Okay, well, The Slaughter is about a pig farmer who tests his unemployed son's resolve to join the family business by making him slaughter a pig. So,
see, that sounds innocent enough to start with, doesn't it?
No, it's not innocent. It's actually really violent and very angry. And so where did the idea from this come from? Because you don't look like an angry guy.
I put it in the movies, so, I just save
You're
it.
just repressed rage.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about repression with me. I'm half Austrian, we invented repression.
Oh,
so,
that's good to know.
Yeah, Freud and Jung, we have them all. We have all the good ones, so. I'm from Michigan, and my dad raises Mangalitsa pigs, which are the pigs featured in the film. They're actually a very special breed from Hungary that has just been newly introduced in the United States in the last 3 years.
They make bacon?
They make brilliant
All
bacon.
pigs make bacon.
Yes.
It's
It's true. So you can find, I don't know if they have them in Austin yet, but they're in New York and San Francisco. Anyway, so my dad is this, crazy Austrian businessman, and he brings these pigs into our lives. And I ended up spending a lot of time with them and really identifying with them. I was a vegetarian for several years, and
then he made you kill a pig.
Well, he didn't make me do it. I did it on my own, but yeah. So
okay, step a little bit this way.
Yes. They patted me down when I walked in, so I'm all good. So, so there's an event in Traverse City, which is in northern Michigan, called Pigstock TC, and at Pigstock, yes, it's like Woodstock but with pigs, right? So.
And you get a lot of Jews out there, I presume.
Yes, I assume. Yes.
The Jews and the Muslims fight it out in the form of slaughtering
pigs. Yes,
exactly.
Well, I'm still waiting for the person who's like, you're an asshole, or like you're a bad person to me, but it hasn't happened yet. So
Aww.
We'll see. I've still got 2 more screenings.
I can tell you're a horrible human being if that helps.
Well,
that's wonderful.
I can understand where he's coming from because the dynamic between the dad and the son is very dysfunctional.
Absolutely.
Really? In a movie about slaughter?
Wait.
I'm shocked.
The point where they're slaughtering the pig and the dad's in the background, that was intense. Be radiant,
Absolutely.
be radiant. How did you get that on film? I mean, how many takes did it have to take for that is exactly
just
what it is?
Just one full of rage.
Yeah, it's Michael Seamus Wiles, the actor that I work with. He's on Breaking Bad. He's been in Fight Club and everything, and he's just a brilliant dude. He's from Michigan, and we rehearsed for 2 days on set beforehand, and we also went through an actual slaughter with experts before the one that's seen in the film. And the slaughter in the film was not performed by the actors. There were experts. I'm obsessed with humane treatment of animals, and
you didn't want some
amateurs
amateurs getting in there like, I don't know, I'm just going to keep stabbing him.
The guild would definitely not have allowed that. So.
Well, really quick, in the interest of humanity, how many pigs were slaughtered in this film? Like, how many pigs did you have to put up?
They ate them all.
Yes.
So that's the same pig. You guys basically did one take, and that was it.
Well, okay, so there was one pig that was done at the beginning of the film to introduce everyone to the process and everything. We had the experts come down. Everyone could ask questions and see what was happening. There were no cameras. It's very important for safety and I think for the understanding of what was happening. And then there was another one, and those pigs were alternated on set. So I can see the differences.
Slaughtered one?
Well, the dead pig.
Okay. My question is, what kind of questions did they have about slaughtering a pig? They make it just look crazy, just chop it away like they're going to town.
Well, it's actually that's actually based on the procedure that I did with the Austrian experts. So it's an interesting thing. A big thing for me with this film is I think our grandparents' generation in general had a much closer relationship to their food.
Yeah,
they raised chickens, they raised pigs, and they had to do this, And somewhere in the last 50 years, this all got shoved away somewhere. Yeah. And, you constantly read about the horrible treatment of pigs and these things. Part of it is because we don't do it ourselves anymore. We allow it to be stuck in the corner. So I had some Austrians on the shoot, and it was interesting because the Americans were much more wary, and the Austrians were like, come on, it's killing a pig. What is this? This is my AD.
They do it every day.
Sounds like. So, but ultimately, animals I feel are much better treated in Germany and Austria than they are in the United States.
Well, I don't know if you could call it better treated because you love it, then you kill it. At least over here, they're not loved, so they're ready to die.
I completely disagree with you on that one. I've actually, I have some hunters in my family, and there's a much more, if you're taking responsibility for your meat that way, you treat it completely differently than if you're just going to the grocery store.
And it's a very physically exhausting process.
Yeah.
When I've done this, I've been sore for 3 days afterwards, and you see exactly where the meat comes from and where, these words have become abstractions, loin and tenderloin and these things, but they're parts of an animal that you have to kill and then take out if you want to eat
See, I don't think about that. Like, when I started thinking about that, I'm going to go back and be a vegetarian.
Yeah, I was a vegetarian for several years, but I think, I actually felt liberated by this because I think when you don't know about something, that's when you fear it. It's like the old X-Men TV show, which I love. We fear what we do not understand.
He is a geek at heart.
Of course,
That's why he's here.
Well, the absolute penultimate, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Scene in the movie is when it just gets really heated and intense, and the son's rebelling against the dad, and then that thing happens, which I'm not even going to give away.
Absolutely.
Then as soon as that, everything changed. Like, there's this entire shift. Was that intentional?
It was intentional. I think conflict is a good thing in human relations. I think alcohol is a good thing because it pushes us into conflict situations. We're forced to tell the truth even when it's ugly or awful, and that's how we grow as human beings, I think. And so with these guys, obviously it's a movie, so it's a very intense thing that happens, but you got people drinking with butcher blocks and things around. But I think it's that moment where each of them crosses a line. And then that's when you see that you love someone, right? When you hurt someone physically or emotionally.
Because love hurts.
Yeah, it does, right?
Especially in this movie.
Yeah, well, yeah. And Oedipal complexes and all of that as well.
Yeah.
So.
What other things have you made?
I've made a whole bunch of shorts.
Are they all violent?
No, actually, a lot of them are like much more subdued. And I mean, it's ironic to me. I remember I read an interview with Cary Fukunaga where he was talking about how he didn't realize that Sin Nombre was a violent movie until he screened it for people for the first time. It makes me think of that a little bit. But I've done a lot of like family dramas and but nothing in this level. I don't know. I think it was just, there's a quote by Robert Bresson, and it's horribly pretentious to quote French people and dead French people.
Oh, we had French people in here earlier.
Yeah, so he says, make that visible, which without you would not be seen. So it was this process that I'd never seen in a movie before. I feel like people don't see, even though we participate in every day unknowingly. And so that was a big inspiration to bring this to a screen and confront people with it. And they can make their own evaluations. So
I think, the way you did it was very tasteful, and it's very honest. And it's going to make people uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've been in a screening.
So at the screening so far, what have they said? Were they, ew?
Well,
Did the women just sort of hide in a corner?
Well, the thing that I appreciate as a filmmaker in a perverse way, I guess, is like at the pivotal moment towards the end, everyone was like, I heard like 50 or 100 people do that, and I was like, thank God, because like I did one screen where people laughed, and I was like, it was like a rough cut.
Yeah, if they were laughing, then you're like, I need them out of the theater now.
Like, I'm a film student. I don't know how to make movies, so it's just.
So it was really good, really fun, and the people you had in it were really not really fun. I mean, it was really disturbing, but
really.
The two, man, they were just so good together. The father and son team.
Absolutely, Michael, the lead actor, he was actually my next door neighbor in LA.
Really?
You actually know your neighbor? Because we had people in here, they didn't know who their neighbors were.
I know. We lived in this like bizarre, like David Lynchian. What is it? A gated community. It's not like a rich people place. It's just like a normal people place. I didn't like living in a gated community, and I ultimately moved out. But Michael was my next door neighbor, and we actually hit it off when we realized that we were both from Michigan, which is where the film is shot. And so he actually worked in a slaughterhouse when he was 18.
Really? Is that what you do in Michigan?
You just work in slaughterhouses, kill
pigs?
It's
Tuesday, I've got to go kill something.
Yeah, it's like, there's these animals everywhere, and
bacon needs to be made.
Yes.
Bacon!
So, but Michael was very understanding of the film, and when I was going into the casting, I was in a coffee shop once, and there was a guy. He's like, "You're doing the pig movie. I just auditioned for that." And I was like, "Really? Like, LA's a really big city. This is a short film, But I gave them a packet talking about the philosophy of the film and why I care about showing this and what it means about animals and our relationship to them. And so a couple of people were like, "I can't handle this." But what was surprising is we had a meal at the end of the film with the cast and crew of the pig that's featured in the film. Yes, it was pork.
You actually ate what you killed?
We ate what we killed, absolutely.
You absolutely
That's
should.
the whole point,
That thing's
right?
been sitting out in the day all day,
They have a refrigerator.
No. We were very careful and like in the ice and like it was all,
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you need some
we
rancid
actually
meat.
did eat what was slaughtered there
Of
because
course.
I think people forget as far as that connection with what we're eating. Like if we kill this, the purpose of slaughtering the animal is to eat it, not just for funsies.
absolutely. And there were probably
Not
about
for
25
funsies.
people involved. with the film.
I mean, you could do it for funsies. I'm not
Yeah, I'm going to go kill animals for funsies, right?
Yeah,
But you
especially
also
with
eat it
film.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming out. I hope you're having
Absolutely. Thank you so
absolutely
much.
amazing South by Southwest experience.
Wonderful.
And
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm very glad to have you. I mean,
So-
good film, The Slaughter. If you get a chance to watch it, watch it. It's only like 5 minutes long.
It's in Shorts program too.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So have fun this weekend. Hopefully,
Thank
you
you
know,
so
have everybody
much.
giggling in the bottom because then you know who to avoid that night.
Yes, exactly. I'll send the ushers in. So. We have ushers, I think. So. All right.